Okay. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, hello everyone, and welcome to a new and exciting episode of the George Habib podcast. I am clearly George Habib, and my guest of today will be Fazila.
Hi.
Perfect. So, this is the channel where we try to bring the best guests in their fields. And personally, I do feel this is the case with Fazila. And before we get on to the episode, I would like to encourage you all to like the channel, subscribe if you haven't done so, because it really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. It gets us on more people's browsers and feeds, and it really helps us grow the channel. And having said that, it's now time to start. Fazila, please tell us, what is your background?
Basically, I am an engineer and I'm been a postgraduate in information technology, and I'm totally, what do you say? I'm a person who had no idea about influencer. I never knew that I would be an influencer, and I still do not think of myself as an expertise or a successful influencer, as you say. But I'm still on the learning field. So my field, what I learned is something different. I'm currently a working at home mom and doing some digital marketing. And also I would like to take this influencing field as a passion. And also I do try to take it out as in a professional mode of way. So which is an ongoing process right now where I'm learning, rectifying it and moving on.
That's excellent. But what confuses me when you say you're trying to be a successful influencer, that confuses me, because from where I'm looking, you are a successful influencer. I remember when I met you, you had 80,000 followers a few months back, and now you're at, my math is horrible, but almost 3 times that amount. You're at 23.2 thousand followers.
I like you are really encouraging me. I appreciate your support. But since I still believe that I'm new to this field, like, see, every day we have been having to be an influencer itself is a challenging thing. It's not easy. We get to face so many people. We get to speak to so many brands. We have so many kind of people we need to interact. We need to, it's not an easy thing to communicate and get the person's view right, or make and reach their information, the right information to the right audience, right? So it's a whole lot of dilemma, confusion, challenges, strength, weakness to say out loud. But yeah, eventually we are trying to reach out to our influencers. That's where leverage, authenticity comes into action for all the influencers. I think.
I have to be straightforward. Yeah. I find your content to be very genuine and very legitimate, because we will get into this more with the other questions. But when I watch your content and when I follow you on social media, it's like I'm following a real person. But when I see others, they feel kind of fake, you know? Like, it doesn't feel like I'm following a real person. It feels like someone who's marketing things to me, instead of with you, where it feels like someone who's legitimately showing me what's a good product, what's not a good product, and, something that can improve my day.
That also depends on the kind of audience that are following me. So what the point of view you might be having might not be the same for the other audience. So even the audience are also challenging at the same time. So I cannot be explaining you more about my audience, because my audience have different views, different suggestions, different advices.
Right.
So based on what you have said, okay, I really appreciate what you said, but it's not, this does not go for all the other audience. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, to me personally, I think my opinions are above all, but that's my own bias. But True. Before we get into all that, I want to move on to this question. So I tried to find the definition of an influencer because it is a relatively recent thing.
Hmm?
And the two definitions I've got are this. Number one, a celebrity who has acquired or developed their fame and notability through the internet. And number two, a person with the ability to influence potential buyers of a product or service by promoting or recommending the item on social media.
I would go for number two because that is more of my place where I approach different brands or approach different restaurants, and we tell them that we will come and visit your place. We would like to come and visit your place. We would write. We have so and so audience in our page, so we would like to get your business reach the right people. So we go there, we try out their food or we try out their brand. And if I feel it authentic, if I feel it good enough to be shared to the audience, yes, I do. If I do not like it, I personally I speak to them my feedbacks right away because that is where the whole business works. I feel there need to be no, complete clarity of what product we've been using. And if something does not go right, we need to be, informing to the brand regarding the same.
Right.
That is what I do. So second point goes to me because first point is actually talking about celebrity, which I'm not.
Not yet.
So not I would not call myself a celebrity anyway. Even if I am, inshallah, I would not be dreaming big. But yeah, the second definition is what suits me the most than the first one.
Perfect. And you said that you started by messaging these companies. Have any
Yeah.
started messaging you first?
Yes, I remember the whole influencing field. Just this is when talking about the influencer field is not what was not at all what was in my mind. This
Right.
page is a fun page where I go to different places, try out new food, try out new brands, maybe clothes, put on the stories and that, put on the pages and that's it. When the followers started increasing, I remember 4 years back, it was one of the Indian restaurants that I had given negative feedback where we were put on hold for a long time. And I believe so many other customers were walking in and I had them the negative feedback of that, and they called us back and treated us well. That's from then onwards, the blogging field started. So my first, if you look at my pages way down, look at my posts, like if you go halfway down, you will see more of food coming in. It was all about food, and I'm a foodie, especially when I try out like different cuisines. So it was all about food, but gradually I thought like I should spend more time in other products as well. So that's where the cooking comes, the lifestyle comes, brands, skincare.
I've seen also
And
some electronics.
electronics, yeah, technology. So all that technology is just started just recently, but yeah. So basically putting my foot in all the fields, mixing it up, so that I felt that is working more than focusing only on the food.
Right. Honestly, I do think it's a sign of good success when you start to branch out in your specialty because it means there's a higher demand for your content. But to give the audience a sense of the time range, Fazila, can I ask when did this start?
5 years back.
5 years back. And how did it start?
Just that I told
The
you,
restaurant. Yeah.
it's just started as a time pass, just where I go somewhere nice, I see something nice, take a picture, post it on the social media, and people see, like, and the pages, the views, the audience started to grow gradually. And then I think around 3 years back is when the company started to approach me, asking for, giving us invites to visit their restaurants and give the feedback about their food. And so it started that, in that way, it started Now I'm here with so many other fields also to be taken into consideration apart from
Right.
food.
So with you, it started naturally, as in like it wasn't something you intended, but then as just time went on, it took its natural progression. Because
True.
I say this because some people they don't they don't do what you have done, which is without the intention of being an influencer, they did an action and then they kept doing an action until like it led to influencing. Right away, they said, I want to be an influencer. Right away, they said, this is the identity I want to be.
That also depends on certain people. I won't be commenting on them, but
Right.
to tell about myself, it's more about me. Uh, uh, Learning, for me, learning has been a very important role, like beat anything. When I got to know that, okay, I started to get interest uh, to play on this field. That is when you try to take a step ahead on approaching different brands. So I think that was the biggest step which I have done, but still I'm a learner at the same time. And yeah, here I am. Let's see how it goes. So the
I
whole
think it's
point.
going well.
So I feel like once you have put the foot into this field, there are so many challenges you would be facing, but it go how you win over those challenges is where the successful influencer can move on. If there are scenarios where so many influencers have already quit because of so and so politicals and so and so biases and many things, many factors. So as long as you know what you're doing and you know you can fight against those and move on, so
I
you
completely
can
agree.
you can be where you are. So that's where the whole point of being an influencer, because people think that in being an influencer or being a food blogger is all about getting free food. We're eating and posting and just for the namesake of it, just to get the name or boost of our getting the title of a food blogger in front of people. But that's not it. That's just a picture that what you see in the pictures is not uh, uh, clear idea of being an influencer. There's so many other factors, so many things that comes behind there. We need to allot a lot of time just for this field. We need to be working 24/7 maybe to reach, to help our country reach the right audience. So those things are not being seen in the picture. It's just a still picture which you see, or a still
Yeah.
or a 30 reel you see. But the effort we put behind to edit those, to get those things right, just how the mindset of that video, how it should be, and reaching the right audience. There's so many other factors which people do not see. So yeah, so I think uh, yeah, that would be it. If I would be talking about the audiences, how they think about influences, it's not. I mean, they should actually rethink what they are, what they think about influences.
Right. Because as you said, I completely agree with you. It's the same for me with podcasting, even though I'm not as big as you, let's be honest. There is people will always see the final product, and the final product will very rarely be something that's supposed to be negative. It's supposed to be something positive, uplifting, hopefully good quality, and they don't get an idea of all the work that goes behind it in terms of production and time spent and even the learning curve. And that's why I want to ask you more about the struggles. You mentioned there's a lot that goes on behind production. You mentioned there's a lot going on behind contacting these businesses, these restaurants. What are the other struggles of being an influencer that also might be demotivating to people who are thinking of entering the field?
That depends on person to person. For me, even if a person gives me a negative review or a negative negative comment regarding my content, it's just one person among those, let's say 23 point something followers I have. It's just one who is giving me the negative review. So I would just, ignore it. Need not be the same for other influencers. So it depends on how you take those critics and how you take it forward. So
Right. That's true.
it.
So then, given that that's the struggle, and that depends on each person, what would you say is the positives of being an influencer? What are the things that make you happy to do this and keep on motivating you to go further in this?
I have made very good friends during this. Very good friends, very good contacts with the brands, with the owners of the restaurant, and there were many good, very good experiences which I have felt personally when it came to meeting the brands, because I was not a person who would contact anyone for a business field, for being in a professional to be a professional influencer. From being a small food blogger who was doing things for time pass and to reach here, I feel that's like a whole lot of change, and it was a time consuming process. And the positive, what I would say is just that I have made very good contacts. It helped me grow. That's the to speak in short, these are the 2 points that would highlight, that I would be highlighting for the positives.
When you say you've made very good contacts, are we talking about more friendship, or are we talking more about like business networking?
Both.
How does the friendship translate, if I can ask? Is there no competition?
Friendship, no, I prefer I would not answer that.
No problem. And for the networking, can you expand more on the networking aspect? Like, how do those contacts help you with either your other content or in your work life?
Networking, yes, because it's not just me it's just not me as an influencer. There are so many other influencers on the same field. So when we are talking about networking, if I have 23,000 followers on my list, there is another influencer who has more influencers, more audience than me.
Yeah.
So together, if all the influencers can stay together, we would be the right audience with the right information.
Right. Can you give us a case of where that happened? Maybe either a hypothetical project or an actual project that happened, so we can have a better idea of how that collaboration works?
Collaboration, see, if you say, let's say about a restaurant, a newly opened restaurant, they want, what happens when a new restaurant opens up? They want some people to come up and try their food. So they reach up certain influencers, let's say me, myself, or a group of influencers who are there at the moment. So they will contact the influencers, we'll go to their place, get their food, try their food. And, let's say that I have more of care at the restaurant, is more of Kerala food. We, like group of 10 influencers from Kerala, goes to the particular restaurant and try out their food. And if we like it, we would actually tell them, okay, this is these food are really nice. We can get some good reels done with these food and post it on our social media on the right time, on the right day. In case the food is not good, we would actually tell them the feedback. This food has so and so, so you need to. So we would be telling them. So being honest with the restaurant people for them to get the right information to the right people. To get the food right, so that the food goes right to the right people. So we would actually speak out the truth rather than just saying, yeah, everything is nice and just not being ourselves. That I feel if you just say everything is nice for just, for the sake of it, it doesn't work that way.
No.
I would rather want someone to actually tell me the truth. Like if I'm asking you where is a good Lebanese restaurant, which you would suggest, I would want you to tell me where is a good Lebanese restaurant that I can try, rather than giving any of the names, random names of the restaurants. And I would also ask you, the next question would be, which Lebanese, okay, you have already suggested me the Lebanese restaurant. Now tell me which is the food which you recommend me to try, and which I would. So I would want you to tell me the truth rather than just giving me the random names of the dishes.
Right. And honestly, first thing, the Lebanese restaurant I would recommend would be Safade, the one on Sheikh Zayed Road, because that's the best Lebanese restaurant here in Dubai.
I have already tried the food there. It's very nice.
The owner is an amazing guy, and it's the best.
Yeah,
and the food I would recommend is their assortment of meat, of grilled meats. They have chicken, they have beef, they have kafta, they have lamb. It's delicious. But this is a different topic. Maybe he'll sponsor the video. You don't know. We don't know. But the second part is that, when I listen to you say that, I really have admiration for you and the influencers who think like you, because I know there's many influencers, they don't want to give a negative review. They don't want to talk about it negatively, not just because of their principles, but because usually they want that company to keep having them back. I don't want to say that they would fake a review, these other influencers, but they'll kind of sugarcoat it. And that's where I feel like there's no genuineness, there's no authenticity. But when I look at your stuff and the people who follow your principles, that's why I keep coming back. That's why I keep following, keep clicking like. I'll be like, oh, what did Fazila post today? Oh, this looks amazing. Because there is that authenticity, there's that genuine, this is not the correct word, genuinity. There's a word. Yeah, I don't know why I can't say it. My mouth refuses to say it. And like, that's why me, and based on your following, thousands of people keep coming back.
Sure. That's nice to hear from you. Appreciate your support.
No, I appreciate you for being here. So the next question is, you are a mother as well.
Yes, I am.
So you're doing all of this, and even you're doing all of this while already doing the tough job of being a mother. How does this influence your career?
I don't think it's just me. I have many of my friends who are also who are also mothers, influencers who are also mothers, who are working long hours outside, and they come back and they also need to take care of their kids.
Right.
There's a lot of challenges that mothers face while they want to pursue their passion at the same time. So because influencing field, what we need the most is time. We need to allot certain time for certain, let's say if we need to approach a brand, we need to take out our time from the precious 24 hours. We need to allot, like, say 2 to 3 hours. So we need to get all our work ready for our kids. We need to make sure they are fine. We need to see that they have someone to take care of for that particular period of time, and then do our work and come back. So it's not easy, definitely not easy. But yeah, whoever is doing this, whoever is running this field, whoever is in this influencer field, I really appreciate what they are doing, because I know what kind of struggles they are going through.
I can't imagine. I'm not a mother, but I can't imagine, because I know, like, already just being a mother is a big responsibility, and it's a very meaningful thing, and then to couple that with the influencing, I feel like it's twice the effort. But do you ever feel like your children and your family has motivated you?
My kids are too small to get to motivate me. So to
Okay.
my son is 7 years and my daughter is 6 years. Maybe once we do not know how this. I do not know how long this field would go. I would definitely want to take it forward, but we do not know when we'll have to end this up or God forbid. So let's see if they are good. Once they grow up and they see a mom, an influencing mom, maybe I might get some appreciation at that time.
If they're going to be like me, you're not going to get any appreciation until they're like 20 something. Now I appreciate my parents. Now I say, okay, you know what? Maybe you were right on a few things.
Maybe.
And thank you for making sure like I was a decent human. That's what I tell my parents.
True.
So yeah, Fazila, before you talked about being a mother, balancing motherhood and the influencing and managing to make both work in a way where you're still successful in influencing and definitely in raising children. So I want to ask you the next question, which is, well, it's not a question, it's more of a statement. Could you tell us more about the influencer community? Like, what are the genres? How different products require different styles and more technical stuff like this?
Influencers, like being an influencer or calling yourself a blogger, there are certain different categories. Some people prefer only blogging about food. Some people prefer fashion, lifestyle, traveling. So everything has its own plus pros and cons. Let's say for right, because a person who is good at food can be only good for blogging in food. They know what the taste of the food should look, how the food should taste like, what is it like. Let's say Indian food is more of a spicy nature, but how spicy should that food be? Or the Arab food, if you're from Lebanese and I am a person from India, to like a Lebanese food, what are the ingredients that makes a Lebanese cuisine, and how that taste goes. Only the influencers who are good in tasting of food and giving you the feedback can do that, right? So not everyone can be good in all the fields. That's the condensed form of it. So whoever is good at particular thing should go forward focusing on that thing only, rather than putting your food in everything. But I, as a general, I've been using so many products. I like checking out to so many products. So I would like to mix and match everything and make my contents. But that does not mean that everyone should do the same. Everyone has their own way of presenting or speaking out their contents.
And I'm assuming they don't find out that specialty unless they try everything and then see what they're good at and see what they like.
Yeah, there are and there are not. I won't be able to comment directly on that.
And what, no problem. And then what would be like the difference in approach when it comes to, let's say, food, and then something different like either fashion or electronics?
I would say if that product is a good quality product for that particular amount of price they have chosen, and I specifically like it, yes, I would go to specifications. I would try them out. I would see if what they have mentioned is actually what the product is about. I would post without any regrets, because that's what, when you speak about technology, that's what everyone needs to know. What is that particular outstanding from the previous version of that particular product.
Right.
When you talk about food, everyone wants to try out different kinds of food. They want to know which place is serving different kind, something different from what they have tried. They want to try something innovative. They want to try out something, some food which is really presenting, which is beautiful and finesse. So there are people who just want to go to a restaurant to have a cup of tea, but it should be a very beautiful restaurant just to have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
So these are things that I usually do.
Mm. Do
So
you ever
I would be to comment to my people, yeah, I have gone to such a restaurant. It's a beautiful place. Uh, they have a beautiful coffee. You can have a hang around. Or the product whichever I used, I would say that it's actually good. And why is it good? That also need to be explained.
Right. Do you find that people, whether it's the businesses or the customers, do you feel like they come back to you and say, thank you for recommending us, it helped in this way, or thank you for recommending this, me and my family, we loved eating here? Because when I watch your content, I'll see videos about dumplings, wraps, some Indian food, ice creams, and I'm just tempted to try all of this.
I have so many followers who have come and told that they have tried it out and they had a very good time with their family. I have so many people who ask for suggestions. I've given out my suggestions because it's not necessary that whatever food I like need to be liked by them. So, and it also needs to be whenever they do ask for suggestion, I ask them, what is your budget? What is that you're trying to look for when you go to a particular restaurant? What do you want? What are you looking for? So based on that, I give my suggestions, and yeah, they have actually liked it, and they keep asking me for certain suggestions, and I don't hesitate to give out my suggestions.
Excellent. And I'm pretty sure you've helped a lot of family outings and made their day much better with your suggestions.
Alhamdulillah.
So, alhamdulillah. Well, then to the next thing, and again, this is also technical. When you want to become an influencer, or when you are an influencer, how important is it to have recording skills, photography skills, editing skills?
Very important, because people, what they want to see, how good is your content. And if the content is right, if the pictures are right, if the videos are right, only then they come back to see the contents.
Right.
Only then back to see our page. So having these skills are very important, and to get these skills right, it takes a lot of practice. As I said, if you go half past my post, pictures which I took 2 years back, the pictures and videos which I'm taking right now is quite different, because people keep changing. Now it's all about trends.
Right.
People so much trending music, trending videos. People want to see something different. They do not want to see the old stuff anymore. They do not want to try the old stuff, old food again. They do not want to be old fashioned. They all want to be on the latest fashion, latest clothes, latest technology. Everything should be a latest. It's all that mindset that the world is running right now. We cannot blame anyone for this, because that's how it is. That's how we are moving rapidly. The world is moving rapidly. So based on that, we will need to design our content, and no one has time to actually watch a 1 minute reels. Everyone wants their reels to be short, precise, up to the point. So even I also prefer watching videos which are just up to the point. So
Yeah.
I'm working on such videos at the moment. I wouldn't say all my videos are picture perfect. I wouldn't say all my contents are coming out right, but yes, I'm trying.
I disagree with the last part. I really enjoy your content, and I have yet to find an edit or a video I did not
Oh,
like.
that is your point of view. That need not be for. That's the point.
My point of view is the best point of view, in my opinion. But
Very true.
yeah, as you said, there is a lot of research that goes behind it, and then figuring out the trends. And for me personally, when it comes to this podcast, it's harder for me to follow trends when it comes to podcasting because Fazila, when I meet guests like you, I want to know like almost everything. I want to get their perspective. I want to know the facts of their life that led them to pursue what they're pursuing now, and I want to get the full story. So it's very hard to compress all that in a simple small video. But yeah, as you say, there is a lot of research that goes beyond that. And Fazila, since we've talked about the technical side, I want to get more of into a section where you talk about advice for current or future influencers, the one that want to do influencing or the ones that have just started.
You want to be a good influencer, let's say, it requires a lot of time. It doesn't happen right away. Do a lot of research on what kind of content you want your followers to listen, or what kind of information you want to convey to the people. That's where I think that is where things matters right now, because right now what happens is people just want to be an influencer just like that, but I don't think that works that way. And the current influencers, what I would like to say is do not give up, because we take a lot of time and make certain contents, but sometimes it happens that it does not get the reach as expected. So that can actually demotivate us. We would actually say that we spend a lot of time, but our videos have not reached to the certain to the audience as expected. So we should just give up. We should never give up. Just try, keep trying. There would come a point that your hard work will definitely be in. Will be visible to the audience. So keep trying. Because I took almost 5 years to be where I am right now, and I'm still learning, because this trend, the generation is like that. That every day, everything, every minute, things are changing. So based on the changes, we need to adapt and move on. So we definitely need to learn, accept the fact that the change is inevitable. We need to learn through these changes, and we need to once you fight to stay with the changes, then you can succeed.
Excellent. I do agree with that. As long as they're genuine and keep going, even when it doesn't look great, I do believe many people will succeed.
Yeah.
And given that you said that, what expectations should they have along the road?
Expectations, what should they expect? They should expect negative criticism. You need to expect a lot of negative criticism while going through this field. That is something that not every individual do accept it, but we have to accept it. If you are an influencer, if you are looking for a blog, if you are running in this field to become a blogger or an influencer or a great mega influencer, let's put it that way, then negative criticism is on the way, back and forth. So you need to fight against it. Only then you can survive.
Very true. Hopefully hopefully the criticism motivates them, motivates these people.
You need to learn through those criticism.
Exactly. So now that's for the potential influencers out there, the new influencers out there. I want to bring it back to you. Fazila, what hope do you have for your influencing career?
As I said, I'm still a learner. I'm not sure whatever information I have conveyed is 100% agreeable to all the audience, or to everyone, whoever is listening to this. Maybe I might said something right, I might have said something wrong. But I still say that I'm still a learner. I would not say that I'm a successful influencer. I would never say that, because I still struggle with my contents. I still struggle with my reels. I still struggle with time management. There's work going on. There is a family life. There's so many struggles that it's unimaginable. I'm completely tight packed. Still, I somehow try to find some time to work on my contents and put out right to the audience. And I personally do not I'm never proud of all my reels, but yes, there are few reels which have gained good reach and I was very happy. So I know that if you keep doing it, if you keep doing it without losing your motivation, maybe in some day in your future, it would show out. Anyway, at the end of the day, the hard work will definitely pay off. So I believe that all the time. And I know that through all these challenges to come all the way here, it was just me on the field and no one else. I had gone through so many things. So it might be even challenges. I was demotivated. I still got up and never gave up. That is how we are here. So I think that applies to all the influencers, not just me. I'm talking about there are many influencers who are like me, who are still struggling, but hang on there. You will be definite that all that work, whatever you have done, will definitely pay off someday. So do not give up.
I 100% agree. So we've talked about you, an excellent conversation in my mind. And
I'm not sure if I've conveyed everything right, or I do not know if I had come up with many hiccups in between. I'm not sure if if this podcast is actually going to be knowledgeable or anything. I'm just telling out what I feel is right. And I'm sure that not everyone may agree to this. I'm just telling my point of view. That's it.
No, completely. We can never ask for more than that. But I at least believe that, Fazila, this is such a genuine podcast, and I feel it is of value to me and the viewers. And that is why we are coming to the conclusion of the video, and we have our final question. We've talked about you. We've talked about other potential influencers or new influencers, and we've talked about the industry. Now I want to ask you, Fazila, what words do you have for the viewers? What words do you have for your audience, the people who follow you on Instagram?
Keep supporting me. Whoever genuinely thinks that I am putting out some good contents, it is you who can help me spread the information to the other people. So I would genuinely want those audiences to keep supporting me and share the contents whichever I made, whichever you think is genuine, to the other people, so that it reaches out to the right people.
Perfect. And I will be sure to encourage others to follow you as well. I believe you have an excellent page.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. So with all those questions discussed, with the conversation and the discourse, I want to say from my heart, thank you, Fazila, for joining us on the channel. I think this was a very genuine episode. I think this was a very beneficial and informative episode. And I think I think this is of great value to all the influencers out there who want to become an influencer, who are struggling as a new influencer, and everyone else who wants more insight into the influencing field.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Before we end the segment, is there anything you want to share with the audience? Any page, any words?
Support my page, Fazila, in Instagram. That would be the only thing which I would be wanting you to ask. Because if you my page, you would get the other related links of where all I am doing my influencing fields. Once you access my Instagram page, it has all the information.
Beautiful. If my editing skills improve in the next few days, it will be like here, or it will be somewhere on the screen while you say it. Yeah. So again, thank you, Fazila, for joining us. And for the audience watching this video, as always, like this video, give us a subscribe, join us on our social media on both our Instagrams, because it truly helps us get out there and it helps us grow our channels. So yeah, having said all that, the interview is now over. Thank you for joining us, Fazila. Thank you for giving us your time. And everyone, have an excellent day and don't be too hard on yourselves. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.